recognize that hip-hop itself emerged in the context of poor young brothers and sisters who were wrestling with social abandonment and political neglect by the powers that be. There's elimination of art programs, so they couldn't learn how to play the instruments the way Ohio Player, Watts 103rd Street, Rhythm Band, and Sly and the Family Stone played instruments. And you end up with the cry of those who have been rendered invisible, linked to the prison industrial complex. With the war on drugs generating the escalation from 350,000 in 1975 to 2.5 million today. Disproportionately black and brown and poor. So that Grandmaster Flash and Furious 5, DJ Hollywood, African Bambaataa, Kool Herc, beautiful brother, he's kind enough to name his son after me. In some way, he's the founder of hip-hop. That was a wave. Of course, at that time, the recording industry, the video industry, the radio industry had no interest whatsoever. I happened to be in New York at the time. I spent a lot of time with those folks. KRS-One we were talking about, out of the Bronx, living on the street. That wave. And they were strong. Message, New York, New York, and so forth. As it became commercialized, commodified, had to be sanitized, sterilized, rendered accessible and assimilatable to a larger population. You ended up with more hedonism and narcissism and misogyny and the social justice concerns of Chuck D and Common and some of the others we were talking about. Talib Kweli, Mos Def, Black Star, and so forth and so on. And what has happened is, I mean, of course, now the whole industry's collapsing. Recording and video and radio when it comes to music because of the downloading. And so what is 46% of all music downloaded for free now? Number one record this week, 52,000. See, Elvis Presley would sell that many in 4 minutes back in the 50s and 60s. You know what I mean? Earth, Wind, and Fire sell that many in 7 months. That's over. That era is over. Now, dominant forms of hip-hop, thin, bubblegum-like, hollow, shallow, stimulating body, no stirring of soul. Which is very, very sad because young people need soul-stirring music like anybody, you see. There's still some number, that's why I mentioned Lupe Fiasco, I just had him in my class a couple of weeks ago at Princeton. I bring in a number of people. Rhyme Fest, for example, I was just with in Chicago, who's running for city council. In fact, his name is Che, and the name of his album is Che. His name is Che Smith, Che Rhyme Fest Smith. He wrote Jesus Walks with Kanye West. Won a Grammy for that. So you can see the kind of religious, theological concerns of the Rhyme Fest and Kanye a few years ago. So that the dominant forms of hip-hop today, very much conforming to the worst of American culture. Just like the worst of our churches, the worst of our mosques, the worst of our universities, market-driven, obsessed with narrow views of success, money, 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 me, narcissistic, hedonistic obsession with status and stature. So you get the celebrity in a very empty sense of the word, hard, cold conception of fame. But I do believe there's prophetic hip-hop artists still out there, and that's why I spend a lot of time. You know, there's a group called the Cornel West Theory who's won 4 awards as the best hip-hop group in Washington, D.C. We just finished an album just 2 weeks ago called The Shape of Hip Hop to Come.